Hey, what's up everybody? Jason Cole here with rcgroups.com, and we're taking a look at the E-CX5. It's got a motor on it. This is my hand-launched glider wing though from my original CX5 that I did a review on. So this is the E-fuselage version that I was sent to review, and it's for the F5K competition format, or we'll probably do some mixed launched F3K as well for some fun regional competitions. So it's basically, you know, a CX5. It's the same wing, bolts right up to the fuselage. You don't really have to change anything. You can get a new wing without the peg, or you can just use your F3K wings and bolt it right on. It's just fine. It's got the same horizontal stabilizer, and we've got a new vertical stab. So you can see here it's a lot taller. It doesn't hang down below. You don't have to have that rotational force to counter, but it's nice big rudder, and it is still using pull string cable system for the servo push rods. Now the servos are living way back up in here on the fuselage to help get the balance and weight right. I do have the 3D printed servo tray, which I'll show you a picture of, and the servos slide all the way back in, so it's kind of a little tricky on getting it set up, but it really wasn't too difficult. You just have to attach the pull strings to the servos first, run them down through the fuselage, and then power and center everything while you tighten down on the control horn end, and pretty simple. I do have my receiver kind of living up top right now. We'll end up moving that later so I can be able to use ballast, because there is a ballast tray system, and you can use the original ballast from the CX5 in there, so that's cool. For the motor, I just picked a little 1806 drone motor I had laying around my house. It's a 2300 kV motor, and it's not quite powerful enough. I had a 6.4 prop on here originally and running little 2S 300 or 400 milliamp hour LiPo batteries, and I really wanted a lot more power out of that. So the first thing I'm trying is a 7.4 prop now, so a little bit more diameter, and I'm not expecting it to be crazy powerful, but it's going to be able to fly and climb out, you know, fairly vertically, just not very fast. I do have a Castle Creations Talon 15 ESC in here. I'm using little XT30 connectors, so everything's nice and light, but I would probably prefer a higher kV motor, maybe a 2700 or 3200 kV motor. I may switch to that eventually. I think if I'm not quite happy with the performance today on the 2S and the 7.4 prop, I might just try to go with a 3S battery. I can shift some things around and get the CG still where I want it. There is plenty of room in the fuselage here to kind of maneuver your gear and get things set up like you want it. But that said, it looks good. Let's see if it flies good. Here we go. So the skies are a little overcast right now. It's kind of a cloudy day. We're flying at the end of the day here. We've got another couple hours of sunlight probably, but I can immediately tell it feels just like my CX5. I mean, it doesn't really feel much different even with the new vertical. The only thing that I was able to notice, and look how tight this thing turns. So there's something about this new vertical stabilizer for the F5K version that'll really get a super tight turn with full rudder. There's no lift obviously right now. It's just kind of neutral buoyant air. There's not a lot of wind movement, but man, does it fly good and feel good. I took the stock settings from the CX5 model in my radio that used this wing, and just modified it slightly for the F5K version here. I do have the motor set up on a switch. I'm thinking that's how I'm going to leave it. That's how I use it on my F5J planes. So I have a switch that basically will turn on or off the motor, and then I can use either a control knob on the Jetty DS12 here, or a 3-position switch to get kind of low, medium, or high throttle. I'm not quite sure how the competition format for F5K is going to work just yet, so I'm not sure really what I'm going to need. I know that when I do turn the motor on off the switch, I have the flaps disabled, so if I'm coming in for a quick turn, in quotes, that if I have flaps full down because I'm a left-handed thrower, once I take my hand off the throttle stick, which is controlling the flaps, I have it set to where when I put the motor switch in the on position, it disables the flaps. So they would instantly go back up for the launch, and then I can move the throttle stick back up after I've thrown it. So that's kind of handy. But man, this was a really short motor run. That was probably 7 or 8 seconds. And it's just hanging. I'm not really trying to keep it in the air for the longest time. I'm just kind of flying around while I'm talking to you about the airplane. But I can tell you every characteristic that you love about the CX5, you're going to notice with this. It's essentially the same airplane. It's the same wing. It's going to have all the same penetration ability. The legs that you like on the CX5, you're going to get with the E version as well. And I kind of like that new rudder. It sticks up there pretty tall. It gives you a good profile to look at when you're flying circles. And I do enjoy the tighter turns that new rudder gives me. I think that's going to be really helpful for coring low-level thermals. So that's really cool here. Let's go ahead and bring it in for a landing, and we'll take a look at it. So there you go, guys. It's the E-CX5 from Concept. You can, I believe you can order these at soaringusa.com, or you can contact Rollo here on RC Groups and get yourself one of these awesome electric airplanes if you want. I'm pretty happy with that power on the 2S with the 7.4 prop. It might be a little anemic when it's windy. But I think overall, I think that's going to be pretty good. Maybe going to a 3S battery will put it right where I want for windy conditions. So I might go back and forth, and I can do that with the Castle speed controller, and it'll handle that just fine. So there you go, guys. Awesome little airplane. You can check out my full review on the E-CX5 online at rcgroups.com. I'll have that link in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed it, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.